Well, hey guys, it's Dr. Drake 63 here. I want to thank you for joining my channel today. And today I'm going to talk to you about the top 10, for me, channels that I watch on YouTube that have firearms related content. Now, many of you that are tuning in right now may be subscribers to my channel. And if so, I appreciate you tuning in for this. I want to share with you where I get a lot of the information that I use when I don't know something about a firearm. Whether it's history, whether it's how they function. In a lot of cases, it's things particular to the inner workings, taking them down, gunsmithing, and so forth, because I just wasn't born knowing all that stuff, and I get into a lot of different models, as you know, on this channel. Now, some of you might be tuning in and saying, wow, he's talking about other gun channels. Finally, this guy has a topic I'm interested in. So if so, I encourage you to check out these guys that, and they are all guys, that I'm going to put before you here in this video today. And it kind of runs the gamut. It's people that have extreme gunsmithing knowledge. It's people that have strong historical knowledge. It's people that are fun to watch shoot. And everything in between. What you won't see in my list are people that wave their arms, holler, get excited, talk about what they're going to do if somebody comes for their guns. Not interested in that kind of content. In fact, if you're a fan of this channel, you know for the most part I don't get into political stuff, very rarely. We can see enough of that without having to tune into YouTube. But anyway, hope you'll enjoy this. This is Dr. Drake. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see some of the channels that I find the most interesting, if not entertaining. If you haven't heard of Paul Harrell, you should check him out. He's a guy with both a military and a law enforcement background, and probably one of the more comprehensive channels out there. Paul gives a lot of data. He does a lot of real-life shooting and a lot of comparisons. He also does something called the meat target, which is a really good example of ballistics. Check Paul out. Forgotten Weapons is a channel I've been subscribing to pretty much since they first came out. I'm a big fan of the presentation, the way the material comes across. Ian McKellum is the name of the gentleman who does the presentations on this channel. And besides doing a lot of auctions, he gets his hands on a lot of firearms, many of which I've never even heard of, and shoots them. And nobody knows more about submachine guns than this guy right here. Check it out. This is kind of a new one for me. Cabin Looms. Ran into this guy recently, and it's a really old school kind of guy. Has a lot of opinions on different things. Besides firearms, he'll show you how to sharpen an axe and all sorts of things like that. Also, he'll get on some political rants, but I really enjoy listening to this guy, and there's a good chance you might as well. Down East Gunworks has been one of my main go-tos when I need to know how to really do something detailed inside of a firearm. Now, I don't believe that this guy has put out content for like 7 years, but so what? He's no nonsense. He's going to break things down for you, and there's a lot to learn on this channel. Again, another one. All of them. Check it out. I'd like to talk about Nibs Carter. Nibs is a little bit of a smaller channel like mine, and if you want to feel like you're going to the range with a buddy and just have a relaxing day, I suggest you check Nibs out. I'll also tell you nobody knows more about 22s than Nibs. He also covers reloading and quite a few other types of platforms. Usog is a guy that seems to have a very extensive collection, and I find him informative as well as entertaining, easy to listen to. He talks about stuff in detail. If you watch my channel, you know I do the same thing, and I really would recommend this guy. When it comes to talking about tactical firearms and their use, in my opinion, nobody beats Larry Vickers. Larry is a guy that was in the Delta Force. He has been involved in some real-life situations involving combat, and that's the guy I want to hear talking to me in terms of firearms, their use, what's effective, what's not. Also, we'll get into some tactical training on the channel, and some nice overview and history of firearms. I'm a big fan of Larry Vickers. A lot of you probably heard of this guy, Iraq veteran 8888. He's been around for a long time. Started out of his gun shop with this guy. I think he might have passed away. So pretty much today it's Eric and one of his associates. And they do a lot of different firearms. They cover a lot of material. Good stuff. Aussie Reviews is a guy from down under, Australian, and he covers in detail a lot of rifle shooting, very much like the stuff he does on 22s and other long range and longer range platforms. He's going to show you what ammo works best and quantify things, which I'm very interested in. And apparently he also has a video to show you what he believes to be the best hamburger. Hickok 45. You know what? I mean, I don't learn a lot from watching this guy, but I'd sure like to hang out with him. He's got a range that we're all jealous of and very familiar. He gets into a lot of different firearms. Obviously, he's a huge channel. He's sponsored, and he does fun stuff. A day shooting targets and watermelons with this guy. Fun times. So I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't tell you a lot of what you see on my channel was learned from other YouTubers, guys that know a lot more than I do. And you can't possibly experience everything. And if you're going to look at a lot of different firearms and try to give some kind of intelligent presentation, you have to get it somewhere. So between researching the internet and a lot of my own trial and error, I rely on guys like the ones I just presented in these channels. I want to thank you for tuning in to this short presentation today. I strongly encourage you to check these channels out. I think if you do, that you'll be glad you did. There's lots to learn, and like I said, some entertaining folks as well. But thanks again for joining me on the channel today. This is Dr. Drake 63 saying keep shooting, stay safe. See you next time.